Hello, I am Anuj, and today is my topic on SQL temporary table and table variable. These are the temporary tables in SQL Server. This is a good feature by SQL Server, and these table basically we use for storing some data for temporary. Means this data exists if our current session is active, then these tables and the data which is present into that table is also alive. When the session is get deactive or closed, then our table and the data which is present into that table also get destroyed or deleted, right? Developer basically use these temporary table as per their requirement when they are using in store procedure, and they just want to store some temporary data and use that temporary data from that table. In that case, basically these tables helpful to them. Okay, let's understand what is the syntax of these tables, and let's see. Yeah, the syntax of the temporary table is pretty much similar like a normal table. We just use hash keyword before any table name. If any table name is prefixed by hash keyword, then it is treated as temporary table. Suppose if I create one temporary table here and insert some data over here, then you can see here the data are exist. If I'm trying to access into new tab here, so I am not able to access this temporary table because the temporary table is accessed to only particular to that current session. Okay. One more thing I just want to tell you that the temporary table storage in system database tempdb and the temporary table. When I refresh this temporary, so our temporary table is lie here into the tempdb. Okay, and we also can drop this temporary table. When I will drop that temporary table and try to refresh, then in the tempdb my table also get deleted. Okay, so this is our temporary table. Temporary table basically these are of two type: local temporary table and global temporary table. For local temporary table we use single hash keyword. For global temporary table we use double hash keyword. Okay, so difference basically is that for global temporary table we number of user can access that table till the last session is closed, right? But for local temporary table only the current user is access their table and their data. If the connection is get closed, then we cannot able to access the local temporary variable, right? Let's further proceed. What is table variable? Table variable is also same thing. We just also use to store some intermediate data, and we just used to save data at runtime. For that case we use temporary table variable. The syntax is pretty much like we declare, then variable name, then table, and everything is very much similar like that we are doing for any table, right? And we can insert here. You see that first we create table and then we can able to insert, but in that case you have to select everything, then our data get inserted, right? If I try to now execute this thing, our command will not be executed. To do everything we have to execute everything at a time, right? In the table variable we don't need to write any drop statement, right? Storage location for table variable is in the memory of the disk and in the temp db. Fine. And there is some more difference between temporary table and the table variable is as I told you that the syntax is little bit different. I show you earlier, right? And second thing is structure. The structure means in the temporary table we can alter the structure of the table. We can even add the column after we created the table, and we can drop the table, so we can perform a DDL operation on that. But in the table variable we cannot perform any DDL operation because we cannot able to add any column, we cannot drop that column. So this is the difference. Third is UDF. UDF means user defined function. Table variable basically used can be used in the user defined function, but table function, a temporary table, we cannot use in user defined function. This is another difference. Indexing. In temporary table we can do indexing, but for table variable we cannot do indexing, right? Storage, as I show you earlier, that the storage of temporary table in the temp db, but for table variable the storage location is inside the memory of the disk. Okay, so these so I have told you that what is temporary table and what is the table variable. Both are used for storing some intermediate data, right? And when we have to use these tables, if suppose if you want to do a task with lot of data, in that case you have to go through temporary table. And if you want to do for complex SQL joins, in that case you use temporary table, right? But there is one more disadvantage of the temporary table is that its performance get degraded, right? In that case we use table variable. Table variable can easily use in the user defined function also. Yeah, so in this video you learn that what is table variable and what is temporary table. Fine. So thank you guys for listening me, and for more videos please subscribe my channel, and thank you. Good day. Bye.